Hi and welcome back to the channel. In review today is Daniel Craig's last James Bond movie, No Time to Die on 4K Blu-ray. Let's take a look at the tech specs. It was shot on 35mm, 65mm and IMAX. It's got a 4K DI, the aspect ratio is 239:1 with no switching aspect ratio for the IMAX scenes. It's got a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, it's a 100GB disc, the runtime is 163 minutes and it's rated 12. In terms of picture quality, No Time to Die comes to the 4K format with a great looking transfer that provides superior sharpness, clarity and colour saturation of the accompanying Blu-ray disc. Being shot on film, the image carries a fine layer of grain that's not over heavy and more noticeable in some scenes more than others. When the grain is more obvious though, it appears nicely balanced with a natural and organic look. Even though there is no switching aspect ratio for the IMAX scenes, you can still tell which sequences have been shot using the IMAX cameras due to the very clean and grain-free picture. The increased resolution brings a sharper, crisper image that makes for an improved viewing experience. Textural refinement on skin and clothing is fantastic, revealing finer nuances in close-ups such as dirt, sweat and individual pores. Environments have better depth and clarity, with everything from the Italian vistas in the beginning of the movie to the Norwegian landscapes looking stunning. The application of HDR delivers a richer colour palette with increased tonal depth. Daytime exterior shots show a nice range of natural hues with realistic green, brown and blue tones. There's a good array of peak highlights throughout, from glaring sunshine to vivid neon lighting to bright explosions, complementing the already great looking image. Blacks are nice and deep, particularly in Havana, which shows off great shadow detail in the low-lit environments. Whites are crisp and clean, especially with the snowy Norwegian setting in the movie's opening, which is bold and visually pleasing. Moving on to the audio quality. Being a James Bond film, you would expect a lively and engaging soundtrack, and for the most part it certainly does deliver. The surround channels get a good workout during the action sequences, with the standout being when Bond and Swan are trapped in the Aston Martin in the market square, with a thud of bullets hitting the car coming from every angle. The overheads aren't used extensively, but still add a greater sense of immersion when in use. The main scenes that utilise the top layer are the graveside explosion, the helicopter flying over Bond in the forest, and the conversation through the earpieces between Bond and Paloma in Havana, which has their voices booming overhead. The subwoofer output is a bit reserved and not overly aggressive throughout, which is a shame as the action scenes could have done with a bit more oomph. There are some nice bass tones with the musical score though, which is a strong presence in the mix. From Billie Eilish's theme song to Hans Zimmer's soundtrack, it all sounds great. Dialogue is always easy to comprehend, coming out naturally through the centre speaker. To summarise, I'll give the picture a 9.2. Bond fans shouldn't be disappointed with this transfer, as there's a great looking 4K image with good sharpness, clarity and a nice application of HDR. It's a bit disappointing there's no switching aspect ratio for the IMAX scenes. I'm not sure how much more it could have added to the movie, but it still would have been good to see them. And I'll give the audio an 8.3. Although lacking vigorous LFE and top layer usage, it still does the film justice, offering some good surround activity along with a great musical accompaniment. It's not reference quality Atmos, but it's certainly a serviceable soundtrack. So these are my thoughts on No Time to Die on 4K Blu-ray. Will you be picking this one up? Let me know down in the comments. As it's the 60th anniversary of the James Bond films, let's hope that the rest of the Bond films will be released onto 4K, as I know it's highly anticipated by the fans. If you would like to see my thoughts on the rest of Daniel Craig's James Bond movies on 4K Blu-ray, I'll leave a link in the description to my review. If this is the type of content you enjoy, why not consider subscribing, as I have new videos out every week. Thanks for watching guys, enjoy your movies, bye!